kami, la 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 la.
Unreal, unspoken, feeling, order to take the borders to be entertained, not so trained to take the orders. At any state of mind for the mind, for all that matters is just as much of mine. For it to matter to mind, this is what's meant. Besides that, and I, and the be in the end. Bend words like my mask will bend time while some lift, I shape shift the universe to sum it all. Sum it up to add me in the equation. Equators that divide me from you, keep you away from subtracting the train of thought. To keep track of the training of your thoughts and looking over the man of age like the manager of the mankind for the kind of mankind that loses track of the time. You looking up to the skyline that wasn't minding the business and you find that's time for business of mine. You whine, understand the value to having until you were insubordinate for the total that you couldn't pay attention to that to say earlier that you quit to lose what I found for you. You're losing track of time, you need the rails, so this is the road for the train that these tracks are mine for the cold. These trains, these are mine for no space station, just a train. You like being entrepreneurs. I internship for the offer that sank the oceans to the seafloors. Just luck you can find carry through the topsman. Drown through your hopes of floating on parades of mine. Renting on a precipitation, the clouds that are mine, the cold, the minds, the trains, meaning to get off the track, this to keep going further. The racism, the greyhounds, the protesters, the civil rights to the wounds of the bitten, the bitter hounds, those black for the whites that kind of feared the dogmen, for the dogs, the toads, the dyslexic to control the fear. Owners never called themselves the dogs, the karma, for those sold those souls, the souls of slaves, those who behave that the lower than any heights of the population to become, rather than becoming to be or needing that taught for the any pile of the nation. That's what to be behind that drive without which should die. Sting the antidote. Survived it because of the future attempts that attempted to destroy the beast for the tip. To be the bee, betrayed, forsaken, that's taking the enslavement for them to see. Be ceased, prevented for the not invented for the outcasts and insiders who decided the fate of the time that was treated in deforestation, the forefathers and for faith taken away from this eye to see the bearing witness. Where the whiteness and blindness they kindly find the light of being blinded by the ignorance we can't see for the light that allows us to see the conundrum to beat the ceremonies in the blind. Beat to death by beating us to beat karma that drives the crossroads. Then we get ran over for all the directions. The streets are stripped from our peace and face up for stripes. Just a flag to colonize the colonies and to collect the fees for the degrees that they taught to condition the temperature of the hell to breathe. Hung over the head like climate change. Just a change climate instead of that income. Income became poverty instead of the peace. Became pieces of the bread to death. That they fed us to feed, the feds to hide the Christ from the truth of us thinking we're human. Organ of spirits like the Bible that was a book of not living. And never giving like the bread of your life. The Yahweh is the lighthouse that stands at the seashores, darkness of oceans, like some waters of Christ that was bled, that was shed, the house of God's kingdom instead. Called it a shed and we lived the sense of misled, and we couldn't read the word. So find the letters in the seat that was read, or understand what's translated in Christ's paraphrasing that was never read in colors and labels. Instead of the embodiment of the living statements, and never find the living testaments in the riches of the clouds that are above our heads, and so we're unable to see the star that was born in Christ. Mas, meaning more. Mas, for the ever-living Holy Ghost, the resurrection that we get the life of the wake up, the dead for the losing, the snooze, and alarm, the security for the agenda for the Gentiles. Ignorant rats that I have had, they stand like ants in this numbers to let alone the strength. We have the numbers to let alone be of never possibility for the let alone be a bank that alone. For the deficit of poverty, for the knowing the road. The enrichment that is meant for that to made the cotton that was picked by the slave, it couldn't be said the thirsty be not to be given, but the water for the cotton mountain. It never was said, the unsettled that never settled, and that was set. You to be set with needing once, never needing nothing that was already that to be found. Had like this and this a city of Atlanta to the continents that have been set enough of the loss of this hidden for the books of better statement that was admitted to mention. Man manipulated by the devil's entertainment that was televised and living through some people, the revolution, the evolution, the solution, the soldiers to do it. The soldiers, the people that sent to do it. The people like the fear to send them. Hell is that for telling me to hear the ears and reasons to believe the hell that wasn't living due to that believing whatever the devil has said, then what the hell can you be telling God that that's the matter? It's all good enough that God said it was good when he made it. Made that we didn't understand what said. Said you don't fall for that to being cast down by the greatest angels and the loving God, just to be the powerful God for the hell on earth, for that wasn't given to just to be the creator for the heavens. Instead of that, outside of that was above the below the belt for the spiritual boxing trick that was shipped to us to see the drown us in the end of the drought. Give us the life of the Christ for the eternity to correlate to this, the corals of the reincarnation like the lottery pool or the gamble of the lamb. There's just every sheep that Mary went to weep. Count to go to sleep, or this to prophesize, or her to give the birth, a shepherd for the Lord, for the armies, and this to be the little steeple chaser that's chasing good gods, and people not to chastise, but to baptize of the fear, like the Holy Ghost of John Baptist that was washed with the blood of the Spirit, for the New Testament, for the gods begotten Yahweh, for the shepherd, for the lamb, then I said I am. More needed to be said than that spoken to hear, for they can't hide for the fear. God, that will find them unhidden, unhinged, and that shut the door of hell's gates, and that the faith of the trapped, the followers of the unsaved, to be content with this and never be needed to have to behave. Benefits of that have been given to have the written the truth. Not deception to let them go for what they thought, for they had the redundancy, for the dunce to wear the hat, and this would be hoped to be ever wearing, or where they weren't. When you lost a case of preparation for the scenario, the scenery for the evil wickedry, wiggly, has to ignite the wit for the count of the count. Can find the contractions, bound at the bound inside the Greyhound station. You've been trained for the conductor, for the tractor record, for the you have made the leftover for the hungry that understand the elements of the table, for the content, for the overstanding of the situation that sat nations. Notions. Not deception to let go of this taught just to be the redundancy for the dunce had to beware. Beware, behold, beware. Look for the city of God. And demonstrate that you're not a demon, but you will be straight out our tubes to find what's loose. This is never tight enough for the flyers to grip. Grip that for the sipping of what you find is deep inside your mind. Mind your business. What I'm dreaming. What I'm thinking. You're thirsty. Dehydrated. To the native. Future faded. Deforestation. Breath for this to find what's for. What's left of the space station. You're out of space. You're thinking this brief thought from the subconscious will be the part of you. Never had the patience to see it apart. The shadow, love, all find what's demise. Just find the colonization for you to be separated from you. Have those feelings of what you feel, or are they real? Find out there for the time that you don't feel the same. Who's to blame for those who came for you, who died for you? Who will risk their life for you? Who will live their life for you? Who will die for you? Who paid the cost for you? Who did it all for you with the be not borrowed book? He kept looking at you with his eye on a sparrow. Narrow-minded path. This is finding a way for the truth lies at a bit of. You can find the difference of this and how the vows. You will find why sometimes. A-E-I-O-U rolls off the tongue like you had the reason to be hung on a crossroad pattern. So this is cross-examination. You can examine the famine. to those who fiends. Life given for you, the life we've taken away from Christ. You find that He will resurrect in you. There should be common sense, but not common to you. That He will be embodied to you, inside the body of you, like the emblem that you wear on your necklace, the representation of you. You are 14, carried to go, addressed by the council for the meaning of the road to heaven. No need for maps, no need for doubts, syntax of error. Have more.